automate that.
Yeah. Show me what your stuff does.
Well, here, I'll go to a more exciting screen here with the 3D model, kind of show you all, kind of all the capability here. But
Thank you.
But yeah, so MeasurLink is a suite of different modules, and you can mix and match any of these modules to, perform any of these sort of organizational needs that you really need.
Okay.
What we're looking at here is what's called the real-time modules. This is real-time data collection, real-time SBC. So whether you're on a CMM, you're on the shop floor, you're in incoming, quality lab, whatever the case is, you're able to collect the data, you're able to get the live charts, live alerts, when things are going out of tolerance, when things are trending out of tolerance.
So it's live standard process control.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know if the parts are deviating, and then you can intervene with the machines to fix whatever's going wrong.
Exactly right, yeah. And then you can do tags. So you can tag what machine it came off of, what lot number, who's the operator, all that sort of information to do post-processing analysis as well.
Okay.
You can assign causes, corrective actions. It works as work instructions as well.
Oh, wow.
In the other screen here, for example.
Can you analyze like part by part then, like how long it took to produce a part, or from a workflow standpoint, or is it more by machine?
There are timestamps for all the measurements. Yeah, it's based on not necessarily what the machines are producing, but what you've measured.
Okay.
So you can basically get the data out of when the run started and when it ended.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to get some of that timestamp information there. And like I said over here, this is going to be the work instructions. So now, let's say you have a new part or you have a new operator, they know exactly what the part looks like, which ID they're supposed to measure, which OD, length, and so on. And it walks you through what is going to be next to do the measurement. And then on the left-hand side is a live dashboard.
Okay.
So now as a manager, QA manager, process manager, now they're able to see all these different real-time data collection nodes.
Right.
And see what is going to be the CP, the CPK, what are all the histograms and all those things.
Yeah, then you can, at least if you have it live time, we did some development work with Dreams Fulfilled in the automotive sector, where we developed an RPA to analyze thermodynamic performance on a calorimeter side. So what we did is we were able to take all this data on a calorimeter bench and then consolidate it and allow the engineers to track the performance so that they would know if the product was drifting from, if there were leakages within the sealing or the gaskets or O-rings. We were able to track that to look at performance from a thermodynamic standpoint, isotropic efficiencies and stuff. But it's same idea, except you're looking at more, measurements, like in CMM, type of data.
Yeah, absolutely. So
awesome.
All these views are customizable. You can kind of mix and match, and whatever it is you want to see. If you want to see the run chart, histograms, ticker view, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, SPC process control is fascinating. It's a great way if you have the data, the engineers can make lifetime decisions about, to intervene if something's starting to fail. Like let's say a machine is wearing or whatever, and it starts to drift.
Yeah.
So then you can intervene and fix it live time, which prevents quality spills and costs downstream.
Absolutely. No, So you have perfect understanding of this. Yeah. So,
I do. Yeah. Well, that's what kind of my business does. I run a Lean Six Sigma Kaizen, so I have a lot of experience. They used to send me out to go around the world to solve vehicle release problems.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to troubleshoot using a lot of the black belt techniques.
Yeah.
Dorian Shanin was actually a god in the part swapping world.
Yeah.
They would use his technology or experiments to figure out the red X, what was causing the problem from the manufacturing side. I worked in Brazil. They sent me out to work with GM Brazil to troubleshoot a discharge hose that was manufactured incorrectly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I found it. We fabricated a rough part for them to fix it, and we showed, this is what's causing the noise issue.
Yeah.
And it was they manufactured the line wrong. They had a crimp in it when they did the crimping process. It was incorrect. Punctured the hose. I diagnosed it. We did a part swap, put in a good part not to have the problem, and it fixed the noise issue. and then they were able to release the vehicle. So that's the kind of work DreamsFulfilledInFlorida.com does.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How much money did you